No other manager in the world would survive a 5-game losing streak and still come away with a new contract. But we're talking about the legendary Pep Guardiola. This is the man who has turned Manchester City into a football superpower, and despite a successful run of 4 consecutive league titles, he now faces one of his biggest challenges yet. It's easy to write off City's recent struggles as just another one of their autumn slumps. After all, Pep's side has tended to underperform from October to December, winning only about 66% of their matches during these months compared to a higher average of 74% in the rest of the season. However, this time feels different. We've seen City lose the occasional match, but rarely have they been outplayed in every department. It's also the first time in Guardiola's career that he has lost 3 consecutive Premier League games, and, notably, 5 straight games in 17 years of coaching. So, what's happening at Manchester City, and how can Pep Guardiola turn things around? City have conceded 17 goals in their last 6 games, including 4 in 2 of their last 4 matches. To grasp just how bad their defending has become, consider this. They've conceded more league goals than Manchester United. Yes, the struggling club across town, often the subject of City fans' ridicule, boasts a better defensive record than the reigning champions. Fixing the back line is crucial, but easier said than done. Injuries have been a significant factor in City's defensive frailty, with Guardiola unable to call upon 4 central defenders at one point. But there's also the issue of constant changes in defensive personnel and formation, which have disrupted their stability. City started the season with a back 3 of Akanji, Diaz, and Gvardiol, supported by Rico Lewis switching between right back and holding midfield. They maintained this setup for their first 3 games and won them all. However, injuries and Guardiola's tactical adjustments have since resulted in constantly changing lineups, with players frequently shifting positions. Lewis, for instance, has played left back, right back, and holding midfield, while Stones has started only twice and Ake just once. But perhaps the biggest blow has been the injury absence of Rodri, whose crucial role in shielding the defense has been sorely missed. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, subscribe so that you don't miss out on our future videos. You don't need to be a football expert to notice that this City side appears to be aging. Kyle Walker and Ilkay Gundogan are both 34 and showing signs of decline. Walker struggled to recover defensively for Tottenham's second goal and was absent during the second half goals. Gundogan, meanwhile, hasn't looked like the player who left for Barcelona as a treble winner in June 2023. It's every bit possible that a year in La Liga, which is played at a lower intensity than the Premier League, has taken its toll on him. But even in his prime, the German was never ideally suited to anchor the midfield alone, a role he has been forced into with the absences of Rodri and Kovacic. It's no secret that City are not the same team without Rodri, and their dependency on him was evident last season when they lost all 4 matches he missed due to suspension. Although they initially coped well after a season-ending injury against Arsenal, winning 6 of their next 7 games, his absence is surely now starting to weigh heavily on the team. This season, City have looked unusually short on goals in attack, which means when Erling Haaland misses chances, it becomes a problem. The Norwegian has had to carry too much of the scoring burden, even by his own exceptionally high standards. While he recently set a Premier League record by becoming the fastest player to reach 75 goals, 10 of his 12 goals across 12 games this season came in his first 5 matches, and since his infamous stay humble shenanigans against Arsenal, he has been the culprit of many big chances missed. Haaland currently ranks as the most wasteful player in the Premier League in terms of expected goals, but while he has the mental resilience to bounce back after a poor game, like he did against Brighton following a dismal outing against Sporting, his teammates seem to be lacking even more in confidence in front of goal. Surprisingly, Guardiola and Kovacic are currently tied as City's second top scorers in the league with 3 goals each, followed by John Stones with 2. Beyond Haaland, the other forwards have combined for only 2 league goals, 1 each from Doku and De Bruyne. Phil Foden has lost the attacking spark that saw him net 19 goals last season on his way to being named the league's player of the season. Gundogan has been worryingly shy in attack compared to his previous 2 campaigns at the Etihad. Even Bernardo Silva has not made his usual impact, and summer signing Savinho has yet to find his scoring touch despite some dazzling moments of skill. As for Jack Grealish, well, it's clear he's become the player you'd least expect to find a net in Pep's system. City made one of their best deals ever by selling Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid in the summer for £82 million, netting a profit of £68 million for what was essentially a squad player, albeit a very good one. However, the real mistake was not investing that money into the squad. Savinho and Gundogan were the only signings made in the summer, and neither of them can match the impact Alvarez had. When called upon, the Argentine was a reliable performer. In his first season at the Etihad, he scored 14 goals from 22 starts across all competitions. He stepped up even more in his second season, particularly during De Bruyne's injury absence, scoring 17 goals and providing 11 assists, figures that no one aside from Haaland can come close to this season. Although selling Alvarez for the offered price was a smart decision, failing to replace him now appears to be a critical oversight, and it could prove even more costly if Haaland falls victim to the injury woes that have plagued so many of his teammates. Despite City's current challenges, Guardiola has a strong track record of overcoming adversity. A notable example of this was the 2020-21 season, when they won just 5 of their opening 12 games, including a humiliating 2-0 loss to Tottenham and a 5-2 thrashing at home by Leicester. Yet, they bounced back to win their next 15 games. So, while this downturn doesn't mark a downfall of a football empire, it does highlight the need for an overhaul, and Guardiola is no doubt the best man to lead this transformation. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football news, stories, and insights. Also, don't forget to hit notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.